Hello to you. Hello to you. Hello, everybody. Hello to you. Darcy, do you think we could do that in Spanish? How do you say hello in Spanish?
Hola!
Hola to you. Hola to you. Hola, everybody. Hola to you. Do you think we could do that in French? How do you say hello in French?
Bonjour!
That's right. Bonjour to you. Bonjour to you. Bonjour, everybody. Bonjour to you. And could we do that in Japanese?
Yeah!
Do you know how to say it in Japanese?
Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa, and we bow, right? As a sign of respect. Konnichiwa to you. Konnichiwa to you. Konnichiwa, everybody. Konnichiwa to you. Hello, friends. Welcome to Storytime with Mrs. Wise, and I have an extra special helper today. Who do you see from school? Is it Darcy? Yeah, why don't we introduce ourselves with Buzzy Bee? Let me see your Buzzy Bee hands. Are you ready, Darcy? Buzzy, Buzzy, Buzzy Bee. Can you say your name for me? I'm Miss Wise. Can you say hi, Miss Wise?
I'm Miss Wise.
Okay, your turn, Darcy. Buzzy, Buzzy, Buzzy Bee. Can you say your name for me? What's your name?
Betsy.
Everybody say hi, Darcy. Okay, it's your turn. Are you ready, everybody? Buzzy, Buzzy, Buzzy Bee. Can you say your name for me? What's your name? Hi, friend. Thanks for joining us. And we have a special friend today. It's one of our favorites. It's Mr. Munch.
Can
Mr.
I hold the letters?
You sure can. You can hold the letter, okay? Just one at a time. Let's do this one first.
Yeah.
Don't hold it up in just a second, okay? I have a hungry friend. His name is Mr. Munch, and what he likes to do all day is gobble up his lunch. He likes the letter K and things that start with K. And he is very happy when he goes munch, 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 crunch. Good job, you. Okay, change out the letters for us. That's it. I have a hungry friend. His name is Mr. Munch. And what he likes to do all day is gobble up his lunch. Turn it this way, sweetie. He likes the letter A and things that start with A or A. And he is very happy when he goes munch, 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 crunch. Good job, you. All right, give Mommy 2 high fives. 2 high fives. Boom. And you go upstairs. Everybody say bye, Darcy. Thanks for your help. So for my frogs and cheetahs, do you remember what we were reading the last time we had library? Our chapter book, Magic Tree House, Dinosaurs Before Dark. And we read chapters 1 through 3, so we're going to read chapters 4 through 6 today. And then we just have one chapter left, and we get to have our dinosaur party. Are you so excited for that? You earned it. Reading chapter books is really hard work. And now remember, there's not always pictures in chapter books, right? So what do we do to create those pictures? We use our imagination. Let your mind and your creative spirit think about what pictures the story is creating, okay? Because you're big kids now, and we can do this. So again, it's Magic Tree House, Dinosaurs Before Dark by Mary Pope Osborne. Chapter 4. Henry. Jack gasped as Annie reached out her hand toward the pteranodon. Oh no, he thought. Annie was always trying to make friends with animals, but this was going too far. Don't get close to him, Annie, Jack shouted. Annie touched the pteranodon's crest. Imagine that you're petting the pteranodon. She stroked his neck. She was talking to him. What in the world is she saying? Jack thought. He took a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me. Okay, he would go down too. It would be good to examine a pteranodon. He could take notes like a scientist. Jack started down the rope ladder. Climb down your ladder out of the treehouse. When he reached the ground, he was only a few feet away from the creature. The pteranodon stared at Jack. His eyes were bright and alert. "He's soft, Jack," said Annie. "He feels like Henry." Jack snorted. "He's no dog, Annie." "Feel him, Jack." Jack didn't move, freeze like Jack. "Don't think, Jack, just do it," Annie said. Jack stepped forward. He reached out very cautiously. He brushed his hand down the creature's neck. "Can you pretend to pet the pteranodon again?" Interesting, Jack thought. A thin layer of fuzz covered the pteranodon's skin. "Soft, huh?" said Annie. Jack reached into his backpack and pulled out a pencil and notebook. He wrote, "Fuzzy skin." "What are you doing?" asked Annie. "Taking notes," said Jack. "We're probably the first people in the whole world to ever see a real live pteranodon." Jack looked at the pteranodon again. The bony crest on top of his head was longer than Jack's arm. "I wonder how smart he is," Jack said. "Very smart," said Annie. "Don't count on it," said Jack. His brain is probably no bigger than a bean." How big is a bean? Teeny tiny. "No, he's very smart. I can feel it," said Annie. "I'm going to call him Henry." Jack wrote in his notebook, "Small brain." Do you see the pteranodon, the crest in its long nose, and very soft skin? Jack looked at the creature again. "Maybe he's a mutant," he said. The pteranodon tilted his head. Tilt your head like a pteranodon. Tilt, tilt, tilt. Annie laughed. "He's not a mutant, Jack." "Well, what's he doing here then? Where is this place?" said Jack. Annie leaned close to the pteranodon. "Do you know where we are, Henry?" she asked softly. The creature fixed its eyes on Annie. His long jaws were opening and closing like a pair of giant scissors. Can you do that like a pteranodon? "Are you trying to talk to me, Henry?" asked Annie. "Forget it, Annie." Jack wrote in his notebook, "Mouth like scissors." "Did we come to a long time ago, Henry?" asked Annie. "Is this a place from long ago?" Suddenly, Annie gasped. "Jack!" Jack looked up. Annie was pointing toward the hill. On top stood a huge dinosaur. How would you feel if you saw that? Chapter 5, Gold in the Grass. "Go! Go!" said Jack. He threw his notebook into his pack. He pushed Annie toward the rope ladder. "Bye, Henry," she said. "Go!" said Jack. He gave Annie another push. "Quit it," she said, but she started up the ladder. "Climb the ladder. You're getting away from the dinosaur that you're not sure what it is and you're a little scared." Jack and Annie tumbled into the tree house. They were panting as they looked out the window at the dinosaur. Let's see. It was standing on the hilltop, eating flowers off a tree. Eat flowers like a dinosaur. Pretend it's your salad. "Oh man," whispered Jack. "We are in a long time ago." The dinosaur looked like a huge rhinoceros with 3 horns instead of 1. It had 2 long horns above its eyes and another one grew out from its nose. It had a big shield-like thing behind its head. "Triceratops," said Jack. "Does he eat people?" whispered Annie. "I'll look it up." Jack grabbed the dinosaur book. He flipped through the pages. "There," said Jack, pointing to a picture of a triceratops. He read the caption. "The Triceratops lived in the late Cretaceous period. This plant-eating dinosaur weighed over 12,000 pounds. Jack slammed the book shut. "Just plants, no meat." "Good," said Annie. "Let's go see him up close." "Are you crazy?" said Jack. "Don't you want to take notes about him?" asked Annie. "We're probably the first people in the whole world to see a real live Triceratops." Jack sighed. Give a big sigh like Jack. Annie was right. Okay, let's go, he said. Jack shoved the dinosaur book into his backpack. He slung his pack over his shoulder. Annie started down the ladder, and Jack followed her. Land on the ground. Just promise you won't pet him, Jack called down to Annie. I promise, said Annie. Promise you won't kiss him. I promise, said Annie. Promise you won't talk to him. I promise, said Annie. Promise you won't. Don't worry, said Annie. Annie and Jack stepped off the ladder. The pteranodon gave them a friendly look. Annie blew him a kiss. Blow a kiss to the pteranodon. Be back soon, Henry, she called. Shh, said Jack. And he led the way, slowly and carefully through the ferns. Push your way through the ferns. Push them aside. You're an explorer on an adventure. When Jack and Annie reached the bottom of the hill, they knelt behind a bush. Annie started to speak, but Jack quickly put his fingers to his lips. Then he and Annie peeked out at the Triceratops. The dinosaur was bigger than a truck. He was eating the flowers off a magnolia tree. Jack slipped his notebook out of his pack. He wrote, "Eats flowers." Annie nudged him. Jack ignored her. He studied the Triceratops again. He wrote, "Eats slowly." Annie nudged him harder. Jack looked at her. Annie pointed to herself. Then she walked her fingers through the air. She pointed to the dinosaur. She smiled. Is she teasing? Jack wondered. Annie waved at Jack. Jack started to grab her. She laughed and jumped away. She fell into the grass in full view of the Triceratops. Get back, Jack whispered. Too late. The dinosaur had spotted Annie. He gazed down at her from the hilltop. Half of a magnolia flower was sticking out of his mouth. Oops, said Annie. Get back, Jack said again. He looks nice, Jack, Annie said. Nice? Watch out for his horns, Annie, said Jack. The Triceratops gazed calmly down at Annie. Then he turned and loped down the side of the hill. Bye, said Annie. She turned back to Jack. See? Jack grunted. Ugh. But he wrote in his notebook. Nice. Come on, let's look around some more, said Annie. Oh, look at the pictures. This was worth waiting for, wasn't it? As Jack started after Annie, he saw something glittering in the tall grass. Jack reached down and picked it up. It was a gold medallion. A gold medallion? What was that doing? A letter was engraved on the medallion, a fancy M. Can you trace a fancy M in the air with me? Fancy. Oh man, someone was here before us, Jack said softly. Chapter 6, Dinosaur Valley. Let's take a quick brain break before we read Chapter 6. Are you ready? Are you ready? Open, shut them, give a little clap. Open, shut them, lay them in your lap. Creep them, right up to your chin. Open wide your little mouth, but do not put them in. Roll them just like this. Shake them, blow a little kiss. Build them, build a little house. Tiptoe, do not wake the mouse. Flying through the air so high. Soaring, straight up through the sky. Waving, bye to one and all. Swaying, farewell to you all. Are you ready for the last chapter? Good job. Chapter 6, Dinosaur Valley. Annie, look at this, Jack called. Look what I found. Annie had gone to the hilltop. She was picking a flower from the magnolia tree. I love magnolia trees. Annie, look! A medallion, shouted Jack. But Annie wasn't paying attention to Jack. She was staring at something on the other side of the hill. Oh, wow, she said. Clutching her magnolia flower, she took off down the hill. Annie, come back, Jack shouted. But Annie had disappeared. Oh, brother, Jack muttered. He stuffed the gold medallion into his jean pocket. Then he heard Annie shriek. Ah! Annie, he said. Jack heard another sound as well. A deep, bellowing sound like a tuba. Jack, come here, quick, Annie called. Jack raced up the hill. Race up the hill. Race up the hill to Annie. Let's go help her. When he got to the top, he gasped. The valley below was filled with nests, big nests made out of mud. The nests were filled with tiny dinosaurs. Annie was crouching next to one of the nests. Towering over her was a gigantic duck-billed dinosaur. Don't panic. Don't move, said Jack. He stepped slowly down the hill toward Annie. Can you step slowly? The huge dinosaur was waving her arms and making her tuba sound. Brrr! Brrr! Can you make a tuba sound like that? Brrr! Jack stopped. Freeze. He didn't want to get too close. He knelt on the ground. Okay, move toward me slowly. Annie started to stand up. Don't stand, crawl, said Jack. Clutching her flower, Annie crawled towards Jack. Still bellowing, brrr, the duck-billed dinosaur followed her. Annie froze. Keep going, Jack said. Annie started crawling again. Jack inched farther down the hill until he was just an arm's distance from Annie. He reached out and grabbed her hand. He pulled Annie towards him. Stay down, Jack said. He crouched next to her. Bow your head. Pretend to chew. Can you pretend to chew the grass? Chew, said Annie. Yes, said Jack. I read that's what you do if a mean dog comes at you. She's no dog, Jack. Just chew, Jack said. Jack and Annie both bowed their heads and pretended to chew. Soon the dinosaur grew quiet. Jack looked up. I don't think she's mad anymore. You saved me, said Annie. Thanks. You have to use your brain, Annie, said Jack. You can't just go running to a nest of babies. There's always a mother nearby. Annie stood up. Annie, don't, said Jack. Too late. Annie held out her magnolia flower to the dinosaur. Do you want to pretend to feed the dinosaur? I'm sorry I made you worry about your babies, she said. The dinosaur made a move closer to Annie. She grabbed the flower from her hand. She reached for another. No more, said Annie. The dinosaur let out a sad tuba sound. Can you do that with me? But there are more flowers up there, Annie said. She pointed to the top of the hill. Look, I'll get you some. Annie hurried up the hill. Hurry up the hill. Get some magnolia flowers for the dinosaur. The dinosaur waddled after her. Can you waddle? Waddle, 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 waddle. Jack quickly looked at the dinosaur babies. Some were crawling out of their nests. Where are the other mothers? Jack wondered. Jack took out the dinosaur book. He flipped through the pages. He found a picture of some duck-billed dinosaurs. He read the caption. The Anatasauruses lived in colonies. While a few mothers babysat the nests, others looked for food. So there were probably more mothers close by looking for food. Hey, Jack, Annie called. Jack looked up. Annie was at the top of the hill feeding magnolia flowers to the giant Anatosaurus. Guess what? Annie said. She's nice, too. Suddenly, the Anatosaurus made her terrible tuba sound. Brrr! Annie crouched down and started to chew. Oh, look out! The dinosaur charged down the hill. She seemed afraid of something. Jack put the book on top of his pack. He hurried to Annie. Let's hurry to Annie. Get over to Annie at the top of the hill." "I wonder why she ran away," said Annie. "We were starting to be friends." Jack looked around. Oh, what he saw in the distance almost made him faint. An enormous monster was coming across the plain. See? Oh dear. What's gonna happen? The monster was walking on 2 strong legs. It was swinging, swing your tail, swinging a long, thick tail and dangling 2 tiny arms. Can you show me your T-Rex arms? Is it silly? It had a huge head and its jaws were wide open. Even from far away, Jack could see its long, gleaming teeth. "Tyrannosaurus Rex," whispered Jack. We did it! We read 3 chapters today. And so the next time we have library, we'll read chapter 7, Ready, Set, Go, and find out what happens with the T-Rex, right? Now let's remember, this is fiction, and everything it says about the dinosaurs is a theory. It's just what scientists think they looked like, think when they lived, and there's plenty of theories about it, okay? So remember, it's a work of fiction, and Jack and Annie, it's all make-believe, so they're going to be okay, all right? Because there's a lot more books in the series, so I think they're going to be just fine, but we'll find out for sure when we finish the book and we get to celebrate with our party. We have so many fun things planned. And for now, it's time to sing our goodbye song. Are you ready? Goodbye to you, goodbye to you, goodbye everybody, goodbye to you. Bye friends.